People really don't know what their expenses will be because they don't know how long that they're going to live.
Americans are worried they won't have enough saved for retirement now more than ever.
Retirement is going to cost, for many folks, over $1 million.
Is no sure thing in investing, but a lot of people think that annuities may come close to that.
It's going to more safe things that they know. If they know they're going to need that money to supplement their retirement, well, then you can't play that risk.
This is the Safe Money and Retirement Show with Jon Heischman Sr., founder and partner of Heischman Financial Services, serving the Columbus and surrounding areas. Jon specializes in educating pre-retirees and retirees about safe money strategies and ideas. Now, it's the Safe Money and Retirement Show. Here's Jon Heischman Sr.
Welcome to the Safe Money and Retirement Show. Thank you for joining me. I'm your host, Jon Heischman. Each week, I want to give you ideas that are going to help you with your retirement planning and extend my services in that area to my radio listeners. If you would like to receive the information about today's show or a copy of the book I offer, Top 10 IRA Mistakes, let me know. I'll have both sent to you and give you an opportunity to read through if you have questions or concerns as to how it applies to your planning. Let me know. We can talk about that. 888-426-0177 is the number to reach me. 888-426-0177. I want to talk about retirement insecurity because study after study tells the same tale. Americans today, of all ages, they are becoming increasingly concerned about their ability to afford retirement. A 2024 recent study from the National Institute on Retirement Security revealed that 79% of those responding agreed that there is a retirement crisis and high retirement anxiety. Of those surveyed, 55% are concerned that they won't be able to achieve financial security in retirement. Another survey conducted by Nationwide of consumers ages between 60 and 65, Nationwide found their biggest threats to retirement security include 90% inflation, 84% cuts to Social Security benefits, and 73% to the rising cost of long-term care. I think it's natural to be concerned about these topics because they're obviously going to affect your future retirement. On the other hand, there are solutions that you can prepare for concerning these threats. One of the problems today is retirees and future retirees don't know who to turn to. Therefore, they're not going to know the strategies that are available to solve those problems. And of course, being able to put enough money aside for retirement has become a problem for those maybe 5 to 10 years away from retirement. There have been periods of stagnant wage growth which have hindered many individuals' ability to save enough money for retirement. One of the main reasons is income has failed to keep pace with the escalating cost of living. We have rising healthcare expenses, housing cost, everyday outlays such as the grocery store, gasoline, and it does make it tough to budget And the bottom line is it takes away from the amount available to put towards retirement. Also, economic uncertainty, market volatility, geopolitical tensions, they further unsettle Americans' confidence in their retirement plan. I have personally seen more and more retirees that are referred to me having concern, and many have been retired for 5-10 years and longer. The unpredictability of financial markets has left many individuals, such as those retirees I'm referring to, feeling vulnerable, uncertain about the strength of their investments and retirement savings. So you need to do whatever you can to work towards solving that problem and uncertainty. And that's where I can help with ideas, suggestions, and strategies that are based on your individual situation. And it costs you nothing, and there is no obligation. My focus is to help you and give you ideas that could take away from the worry. And in most cases, corrections can be made. Not all, unfortunately, but as I mentioned, in most cases. But you're not going to know until you make the move to discuss where you are today, where you want to go tomorrow with a retirement planner. The number is 888-426-0177. Again, 888-426-0177. In most situations that I come across, it comes down to dependable income, because dependable income translates to clarity and confidence. Very important. When you know you have guaranteed income coming in that will not be affected by volatility or inflation, you have clarity and confidence. I'll go back to the survey that Nationwide did, finding that 78% of those with pensions were more likely to be on track for retirement versus 59% of those without a pension. In all physical, mental, and emotional health categories, those with pensions reported being happier than those without. The survey echoed similar findings. More than 80% of Americans with pensions, they're confident about their pension is going to be there throughout retirement. But here's the challenge. Pensions have largely been replaced by a private sector, which is known as a defined contribution plan, which is a 401k, 403b, TSP plans. Now, this shift, which I see more and more each year, eliminating pensions and companies going with 401k plans. That shift puts the burden on the employee, but mainly those that are currently retired and relying on income, retirement income from the money they still have in their 401k plan, or the money that was rolled over to an individual plan, which would be an IRA account. So that brings up a potential problem as to where that money is and how much is there. Is the income that you're taking from that old 401k plan or other retirement plan providing a guaranteed source of income, regardless of what the market does in the future. If not, there's probably a concern. Very important to understand how that money may affect the amount that you're drawing from for retirement income. You have to understand how 401k account balances translate into tangible monthly income. Now, many of you remember the Secure Act from several years ago. That act now requires that those defined contribution participants know an estimate of monthly lifetime income that their current balance is going to provide. So this change and other changes under the Secure Act recognize the importance of lifetime income as a critical ingredient in retirement confidence and being ready for the future. You know, what you're receiving now, let's say you're retired and you're drawing income from an IRA account, and that came from a 401k. Is that draw, meaning the income that you're taking, going to be there 15 to 20 years from now? Is it guaranteed? And will it be adjusted for future inflation? That's the key. After the break, I'm going to continue on this topic, which I feel is probably the most important in your retirement planning. So stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Thanks for listening to the Safe Money and Retirement Show with Jon Heischman. For more information, call 1-888-426-0177. That's 1-888-426-0177. Or visit their website at HeischmanFS.com. More of the Safe Money and Retirement Show in a moment.
You know, with the baby boomer generation retiring about 10,000 per day across the country, thousands are facing options on which is the best for them to take their pension benefits if you're fortunate enough to have a pension. You're welcome to visit my website, www.heischmanfs.com, HEIschmanFS.com. You'll find more information about pensions, lifetime income, and Social Security. The financial snapshot that I offer not only addresses and identifies your financial needs and priorities, but is also used to develop proposed solutions consistent with your needs and objectives. So the pension options are taken into consideration with this. And primarily that's for those that haven't made that final election yet. Once you do make that election and it's intact, you're with that for the rest of your life to what your decision is. If in doubt and you have any questions, it's worth getting another opinion, and that's what I'm here for. We do it daily, and I encourage you to call. You owe it to yourself. 888-426-0177, or you can call 614-861-7055.
Life expectancy is at all-time highs, so that means you've got a future to plan for at any age. If you have longevity in your family tree, then you need financial education from someone with the experience and knowledge to guide you into and through your retirement years. Jon Heischman and the folks at Heischman Financial Services are committed to helping you achieve your retirement goals with a low-key and trustworthy approach. Call Heischman Financial Services today to get started on your retirement future. Call 1-888-426-0177. That's 1-888-426-0177. Heischman Financial Services has your future in mind.
Welcome back to the Safe Money and Retirement Show with Jon Heischman. To contact Jon, the number to call is 1-888-426-0177. That's 1-888-426-0177. Once again, here's Jon Heischman.
Welcome back to the Safe Money and Retirement Show. I'm Jon Heischman, your host. I was talking about clarity and confidence in your retirement as far as the importance of knowing what income you have from what sources and making sure that that income is guaranteed. Social Security is a form of pension and was designed to replace roughly 40% of pre-retirement earnings. However, among those receiving Social Security income age 65 and older, 37% of men and 42% of women rely on it for 50% or more of their income. So if you don't have a pension, 50% of income comes from Social Security, which is guaranteed. But we need to shoot for 80% or more to be guaranteed income. And as mentioned, if you don't have a pension, then we've got to take part of those 401k assets and turn it into guaranteed income. Those retirees that are getting both Social Security and a pension have the stability and predictability of these sources of post-career cash flow. And often the monthly cash flow it provides very well could be up to 80% of pre-retirement income. And those of you who have structured guaranteed income, you appreciate the guarantee because it's income for life. It provides financial security throughout the entire retirement years. One of the biggest, if not the biggest, risk in retirement is the longevity risk. Living beyond expectations and having an income shortage in your 80s and 90s. So we want to prevent that. And all retirees need to look at very closely how they can generate guaranteed income on and above Social Security and a possible pension. Earlier in the show, I talked about inflation, and that needs to be protected. Do you realize some pensions and Social Security benefits are indexed to inflation to help keep pace with rising living cost? Such inflation protection, I've seen, helps the retiree preserve their purchasing power over time, ensuring that their income remains sufficient to cover essential expenses as prices increase. Unlike other retirement income sources, such as 401ks, most IRAs, pensions, and Social Security do not expose retirees to investment risk. In retirement, you don't need to worry about market volatility or having to manage investment portfolios to ensure you get steady income. It's difficult, speaking from experience. And it is particularly difficult for those that have low risk tolerance or limited investment knowledge. Take a minute, think about your income sources. Where are they coming from? And are they 100% guaranteed for life? And I always want to go one step further. Are these sources of income going to continue and be there for your beneficiary if something happens to you? A lot of pensions are set up to continue that pension payment for a certain percentage. Social Security can continue if the beneficiary, being a spouse, elects to continue that and drop their benefit. I always want to make sure when we design a plan that includes the additional guaranteed income that we're looking at also planning for the spouse. And this is an unfortunate situation that is overlooked many times when the planning is not extended to the surviving spouse to continue the income for the same amount or slightly reduced, depending on the spouse's needs. I want to give you the number to call to reach out to me for a copy of this version of Safe Money and Retirement. 888-426-0177. I'm also going to include the book I sponsor, Top 10 IRA Mistakes. So both there is no obligation and no cost. 888-426-0177. And by the way, if you visit our website, you'll be able to listen to past shows and podcasts by going to HeischmanFS.com. HeischmanFS.com. In retirement planning, we often refer to the proverbial three-legged stool, where you have pensions and Social Security and savings. This has been teetering on two legs for decades for so many private sector workers. So we want to address the third leg that will make that stool sturdy and secure. And it may sound difficult, but it really isn't. I want to take a look at all of my clients' assets and savings. What income is needed based on your budget? Then where would be the best place to obtain the money needed to secure that third leg? What's left? We'll want to make sure that you are in a strong liquidity position and have money to invest depending on your risk tolerance. So following that very simple formula, I mean, it's more complicated than that, but for time's sake, I'm just keeping it real simple. But once that is solved, you're going to know exactly how much money you have coming in that is guaranteed for the rest of your retirement. And then we're going to make sure you're very strong with cash, possibly investments that can be liquid, because if you need money in retirement, pretty much guaranteed you will for whatever type of emergency that could occur or need, you don't have to go to those sources of money that's providing you your income. There's also a good chance that your income need will change. You want the flexibility to be able to increase your income on and above offsetting inflation. So we want to get that balance of income and growth and make sure any adjustments needed from annual reviews can be done with a flexible income plan. I'd love to hear from you as far as your ideas and concerns, whether it's an in-person meeting or over the phone. Feel free to contact me. I'll give you that number again, 888-426-0177. And be sure to request the offerings that I have discussed, and I'll make sure they're sent out to you right away. 888-426-0177. I appreciate your time in joining me. Tune in each week at the same time, the same station, for more retirement ideas from the Safe Money and Retirement Show. I'm your host, Jon Heischman. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and have a great week.
The Safe Money and Retirement Show with Jon Heischman Sr. To get in touch with Jon, call 1-888-426-0177. That's 1-888-426-0177. For more information about Heischman Financial Services, visit their website, HeischmanFS.com. That's HeischmanFS.com. Join us again next time for the Safe Money and Retirement Show with Jon Heischman Sr.